Hey y'all, my name is Angelica Rubio, State Representative for District 35, and this is a legislative update. I wanted to first say that my reaction last night to the presidential debate got a lot of comments around that, of folks feeling like they're still going to vote for Joe Biden, and that's definitely your right to do that. I personally feel that last night's debate illustrated to us that he can't win. Like, he made Donald Trump look stronger, and that's just optics. Like, I'm sorry that the American people can't think in terms of substance, but we just made it easier for Donald Trump to win the election in November because we here within the Democratic Party have continued to support folks like Joe Biden, folks like Hillary Clinton, and that's I'm just sorry to say, like, that I think is our reality right now. With that said, some more disappointing news came in this morning, and it really will impact some of the work that we're doing here in the state as it pertains to issues related to the unhoused and issues related to home. So today, the Supreme Court ruled on this case. It's the city of Grants Pass, which is out in Oregon, versus Johnson. It's a case that was brought forth basically saying that in Oregon, they were trying to address the issue of housing, but they were trying to essentially criminalize homeless people who were living in encampments. And so the county was sued and was saying, and the case was that it was cruel and unusual punishment. And so today the Supreme Court ruled that the camping ban, that laws that exist in places like Oregon and here in New Mexico, where we have several cities or Santa Fe specifically, not Santa Fe, Albuquerque and others who have tried to do camping ban laws, are essentially now going to be allowed to do that. And I share this information because we are heading into a legislative special session on July 18th. And this special session will consist of three things. Because under the Constitution, only the governor can call for a special session, and only the governor is allowed to bring forth pieces of legislation. And she has three pieces of legislation. The first one is related to competency. And what that means is that there are a lot of communities throughout the state that jurisdictions that are really concerned that there is no mechanism within our judicial system that allows for judges to be able to determine, like, the competency and the competency of a person if they're experiencing a mental health crisis, for example, and they've committed a really serious crime, that we should be able to hold them rather than providing them the mental health services that they deserve. The problem with this piece of legislation is that New Mexico is not equipped right now to address the mental health crisis that we're facing. Several years ago, under a previous administration, the entire mental health system was completely wiped out. And we have been, every single year through our budgeting process, have been trying to put back money into the mental health system. But it's still not enough. Like, there's still not enough to create better spaces for people to go to attain the type of mental health services that they need in a time of crisis. And so what people in our legislature, specifically our governor, who's a Democrat, has decided on is that we just need to lock them up. Like, that they just need to be off the streets. And so that this is what this competency bill will be about. They're sending us versions of the bills that they're wanting to introduce. All I can tell you is that I don't think that she has the votes yet, but because of things that the Supreme Court has just ruled on, is what's maybe going to change that. And so to me, that's really frightening as we head into a July 18th special session. The second thing is there is a bill around panhandling and making it illegal. And this one is very, very much in alignment with the Supreme Court ruling for today, because if the Supreme Court is saying that wiping out homeless camps is not cruel or unusual punishment, then that means that they have set precedents for certain jurisdictions who have the power to create laws that we can essentially make panhandling illegal. And I know that the city of Santa Fe, the mayor there, is trying to do that, because I think he's just trying to do I think maybe he's just trying to be homies with the governor. I don't know, but that's sort of the circuit. That's another bill that we're having to look at. I also don't think that we have the votes, or at least we didn't have the votes, because prior to today it was unconstitutional. Well, now with the ruling that just came down today, I don't know how things like that change. In terms of the constitutionality, I'm not a lawyer, and so these are some of the things that I'm going to have to look through as we head into a special session in a couple weeks. Folks, this is all important because I recognize that there is a lot of debate right now around what happened last night with the presidential debate. But I think that as a legislator and somebody who is serving at a statewide level trying to pass good public policy, is that what we're seeing right now with the current election is that our current president is not capable of serving another 4 years. And you saw that last night in the debate. And what makes me worried is that we're so committed to President Biden that we're willing to go hard for him in November, even though he's probably not going to win. I mean, that is the reality. We are heading into a Democratic convention next month in Chicago. My hope is that folks within the Democratic structure have a really serious conversation with Joe Biden and say, yo, we might have to reconsider some things. A lot of people are saying, well, there's just not enough time. There's less than 150 days before the election day. But if Joe Biden really cares about the future of this country, then I think he really needs to make some serious decisions within the next few days about how he needs to let someone else lead. And I feel like I would rather take that risk of putting up another candidate who can be inspiring and who can tell us exactly what we can as Democrats do, versus counting on Joe Biden, who at this point can't fully articulate all the accomplishments we've done in the past 4 years, and that he's essentially handing that off to a Donald Trump presidency.